All right, so I bought this Legator Wraith bass, back in January. I actually got it as a pre-order during Black Friday, so I got a little bit of a discount on the price there. But upon looking online even further, there's really not a whole lot of information out there about this guitar. There's a few videos from Legator themselves, and then there's a couple videos from other people, but there's no real reviews that I've seen yet. And I've been asked a few times what my thoughts were, and now that I'm a couple months into owning it, I definitely wanted to give those thoughts. So today we're going to learn about the Legator Wraith 5-string multi-scale bass. So let's go ahead and jump into a quick demo song, and then I will tell you a little bit more about it and what I like and don't like about it. And then I'll actually jump into a couple of solo tones as well, just so that you can hear how it sounds in the context of a mix and outside of the context of a mix. All right, and every tone that you're going to hear today is actually going straight through my Neural DSP Quad Cortex with a bass patch that I made for this specific pop punk song that you're about to hear. So let's go ahead and dive into it. All right, so now that we got the demo song out of the way, let's go ahead and talk about the specs of this guitar. So I'm gonna read these verbatim off the website, and I'll get to that in a moment because of the fact that the website doesn't have a whole lot of information. But 34-inch to 37-inch scale length bass. So this one does have a very long scale, and I bought it because of that specifically. I needed something that could handle drop G and drop F without having to have giant strings on it. Right now this has a 130 and it handles drop G with a 130 on it pretty easily. So really not bad. It's an all ash body, one piece. It's actually really, really nice. It's hard to see, but it's like this raw tone seafoam color. It's actually really, really cool looking. One of the reasons I bought it, actually. One piece roasted maple neck. The roast on it's super dark. Like, it actually looks super, super nice. I'm really, really blown away by how great this neck looks. Legator precision tuners, we'll talk more about those as well. There's something I love about them and something I really don't love about them, along with the monorail bridge. Fishman Fluence Modern active humbuckers. Now these, I have never played in a bass before I bought this one. So these pickups actually sound fantastic. They have super high output, which is what I want, and they really help to clean things up when you're tuning down lower. You have a master volume, blend, 2-band EQ on one of these knobs, another problem I'm going to talk about in a moment here, and then a 3-way toggle. Deluxe gig bag was included. I don't use gig bags much. I don't care when a guitar does or doesn't come with them. There are lumen lay side dots. I don't think it'll show you right there by my finger. Lumen lay side dots. This is a 14-inch radius. I don't pay attention to radius much on the bass because I'm not doing any sort of lead or solo work on them. So, and then lastly, the fretboard is a, what is this? A Richlite composite fingerboard. So I have never played a guitar or a bass with Richlite. I know it is becoming a lot more popular than it used to be, but that's what's on here. So those are the quick specs on here. On the back, let me show you. You have the control cavity, battery compartment right here, convenient. That's it. That's actually pretty straightforward. It is a headless guitar. I know it's been out of the frame for the most part here, but this is a headless guitar. Bass guitar. This is a headless bass guitar. Okay, so first up, let's get on to what I love about this bass. So what I love is that the specs that this comes with for the price that it sells at, it's kind of hard to beat. I'm looking at their website right now, and as of today, it is $13.99 US. So other basses that I spec'd out with very similar specs, active pickups and the longer scale length, I was looking at $1,800, $2,000, and some of them, I looked at speccing out a couple of custom bass guitars too, and you're looking at $2,800, $3,000. And don't get me wrong, they're definitely going to be worth it, but I needed something that isn't going to break the bank right now. And Legator actually had a Black Friday special, so I got this more around $1,000, honestly, if I'm not mistaken, plus tax and shipping and everything like that. So price is a huge plus for what you get on this bass guitar. Another plus is honestly the finish. So the fit and finish of this bass isn't something you'd expect, honestly, from a $1,000 price range or $1,400 price range bass guitar. So the really awesome roasted maple neck that actually does have a little bit of figuring to it, so it's not actually too boring at all. In the maple, there's this really cool wave pattern right here. And then the ash body helps it to be even lighter. Obviously, being a headless bass makes it even lighter. I'm in a very small studio area, as you can see from me hitting my light right now, even with that. So you can imagine if I had a headstock on here trying to move around. A huge plus for me are these tuners. So Legator definitely got it right with the bridge on this thing. These are extremely accurate, I guess is the best way I'd put it. I've used a lot of headless guitars and a few headless basses that the tuners down here are just super inaccurate, or they're ridiculously hard to turn. So whatever gear ratio and everything they're using down here, it works really well. This thing is a dream to tune. I'm enjoying that part of it a lot. The spoke wheel truss rod right here, I wish every bass and guitar had this, honestly. I have quite a few guitars that still have a truss rod cover or a truss rod adjustment at the top. It's just so convenient to have that right here, honestly. So those are my pluses on it. Some cons, some negative things I have to say. Obviously, I am not sponsored. You can tell by my follower count, I am not sponsored whatsoever. Some cons here. Information. On their website, there is very little information. There's just a very basic spec sheet that you can find on it, and nothing else. There's nothing about care and maintenance. There's nothing about setting up this bridge. So that's an issue that I had at first, is I had no clue how to set the intonation on this, and there's no instructions on their website. I am reaching out to them via email, and so I'll update this at some point if I get an answer, but I'm asking them via email if they have any like documentation or anything that they can give me on how to adjust the intonation on this. I don't want to mess things up. I'm not a guitar tech. I just like to mess around with stuff and do it myself. Second thing, there is no information about these electronics. Now, there's also no information on Fishman's website either. When I went to Fishman's website to try and download a spec sheet or something for these, I got an error 404 message when I tried to pull that up. So kind of frustrating, because on the website it says master volume, blend, 2-band EQ, and a 3-way toggle. Well, I can see the 3-way toggle, and I know that this is master volume. The other three, I don't really know exactly what they're doing. I can kind of dial in my tone by just fiddling with them over and over again. It would be really nice to know exactly what each knob on here does. Also, who knows what the toggle switch does? We have no clue what that actually does. So that's a huge downside for me, because I like to know things first and foremost, and if I wanted to tell other people about this bass and show them how to use it, I feel like I'm not even able to properly tell somebody how to use this bass because of the fact that I don't know what any of this actually does. So I did already reach out to them about that. I haven't heard back. It's been a couple of weeks since I actually sent that email out, so hopefully I hear back about that soon. I will be reaching out to Fishman as well, because Fishman's website has the information, but it doesn't at the same time. It just gives you an error 404, and I can't really find any other info out there. So if anybody that's watching this right now knows exactly what each of these knobs and toggle switch and everything does, please go ahead and leave it in the comments and educate me. I would be more than happy to know. That is really my only negative about this bass. I can't really say enough great things about it, because it has helped me to record all of the different bass parts I need to for the songs that I'm writing for almost any tuning now. So I'm not a great bass player, as you'll hear from that demo song, and as you'll hear from the quick soloed tone test here. So I'm not a great bass player, but I do need a bass to finish the songs that I'm writing, to send ideas to people, and I didn't want to have to use MIDI bass. I just love playing, and I love getting the feel of playing. So this one really checked all of the boxes for me, and aside from just an overall lack of information, which hopefully will be fixed soon, I would very, very highly recommend this bass. All right, so that's pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed this review of the Legator Wraith 5-string multi-scale bass. I definitely recommend buying it. It's a great bass, and it's something that I use literally every day. So check it out. If you have any more questions, just leave them in the comments here, and I'd be happy to help you out. So have a good one.